Hello everyone, Sal here, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're happy and well. So today I'm going to be reviewing this perfume, Dior Poison Girl. But before we get started, if you love perfume just as much as I do, I highly suggest clicking the subscribe button for more fragrance videos and click the notification bell as well so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. So let's get started. A little bit about this fragrance. So it was released in 2016. The perfumer behind this fragrance is Francois Demachy. This fragrance was announced as a bittersweet floral, scandalously delicious, made for rebellious young women, pop feminists who follow their dreams. I really like the concept behind the scent, and I certainly think that the smell itself echoes that spirit. So in this fragrance you have your sort of citrusy top notes, you've got your bitter orange there, then in the heart notes you have rose and orange blossom, and then you actually have the most notes sort of going on in the base notes of this fragrance. So in the base notes we have tonka, sandalwood, vanilla, almond, tolu balsam, heliotrope and cashmerean. So this scent, initially when you smell it straight out of the bottle and when you first spray it, you get that sort of bitter orange contrasting with that thick kind of cloudy luscious sweetness. I think that creates a really nice sort of contrast of different notes there, and it actually makes it quite addictive. So I definitely see where they're coming from when they say that it's a bittersweet floral, and the fact that it's delicious as well. Yes, I would agree with that. This is really a beautiful, thick, sweet, addictive kind of almondy smell to me. There's a lot of vanilla. I definitely detect the almond as well. The almond basically gives it a lot of the texture, so a lot of that very signature Poison Girl DNA. It wouldn't be the same without the almond, I think, because it is such a prominent note in here. And you've got those thick, sweet, lovely notes like your almond, your vanilla, the woodsy notes in the base like your sandalwood and things like that. But in contrast with this, you have those sparkly kind of citrusy notes and the bitter orange. And this bitter orange note is almost slightly like a sorbet ice cream in nature. So you know that kind of almost sour, sweet, delicious kind of like a citrusy sorbet that you would get. Like those top notes are almost reminiscent to me of that sort of thing, like almost a gourmand type note there, and that just contrasts beautifully. Like the slight sharpness of that is just so beautiful with all of those other notes that are much creamier, much smoother, cloudier, especially the almond in there and the vanilla and all of the woodsy notes as well with the florals. There is rose in the heart note of this fragrance as well, but I love this one so much because it's not an old-fashioned rose whatsoever. It's a very kind of like a youthful feeling fragrance. It's very, very sweet. Oh, this one is just absolutely beautiful. I think the fact they have bitter orange in here and orange blossom, they kind of join forces, I suppose, to give it more of a nod to orange, citrus sort of nature, I guess. So those notes add a sort of modern edge to the rose that's in the scent, and then the base notes as well as the almond and vanilla give it a lot of luscious sweetness. This one is highly addictive. It basically, to me, it's a really nice balance of like florals with gourmand notes, with citrus notes. And so not only do you have your florals, you have your sort of sweet notes in there, your almond, your woodsy notes, your citruses. It's got a lot of different things going on, and they all harmonize with one another and just work together so well. This has a sweet, almost sticky, just glorious thickness to it. It's just so beautiful. It's slightly powdery as well. It's powdery but kind of almost in a modern way, if you can imagine that. It's like it's not an old-fashioned fragrance like whatsoever. They've definitely elevated what Poison was sort of known for, I guess. Like they've definitely done a completely fresh new take on it with this one here. And I actually think that this one is so iconic that it could be a pillar fragrance. I think that this could have been its own standalone, like a new scent, because actually to me this is just so different to all of the other poisons that I've tried. So initially you have the florals and the bitter orange kind of intermingling together to create this delectable kind of mix of scents. Almost like, you know how addictive like a sweet and sour kind of food would be, that kind of deliciousness. This has that same addictive quality to it because it's almost like sweet and sour. Or rather bittersweet, like they said. Although this fragrance is very sweet, it does have a lot of depth to it as well. And I think that comes from a lot of the notes in the base, like the tonka, the sandalwood, the cashmere and the tolu balsam. That just really gives it something quite, all of them together create this utterly heavenly smell that you get in the dry down. So initially you get more of the kind of the oranginess coming from the bitter orange and the orange blossom, but as it dries down you actually get much more of the vanilla coming out, so it becomes much more of a vanillic, resinous, kind of a balsamic type of smell. And it's absolutely heavenly. Like, I've literally never smelled anything like this. I also really like the bottle of this one. They did change it fairly recently, I think. It used to be a light pink sort of colour liquid, but they've changed it to a vampy kind of a blood red sort of colour. It's more sort of gothic looking now, I think, and I absolutely love that. I'm kind of living for it, to be honest. I think it actually goes better with the smell. Like a light pink colour to me is not, it's not what I think of when I think of this. This to me is a very like dark, rich, thick, sweet, beautiful scent, and I think it looks kind of more suited to the smell now, in my opinion. I would say as well, if you enjoy kind of like sweet tonka and sandalwood vanilla with almond type of fragrances, then you really have to try this out. Even if you're not, if you're not the biggest fan of like citruses or orange kind of smells, which I'm not, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't like a perfume that smelled like oranges or like pure orange blossom or citrus kind of, I'm not a fan of citrusy smells at all. But with this one, because it is paired with so many thick, sweet, interesting, like woody, floral, almond like goodness, the citruses, like they actually just all harmonize together so well. So I would say even if you're not a big lover of, say, like orange blossom or like kind of sharp citrusy notes, I would still give this one a try, because basically after a few hours they kind of dissipate anyway. Like, the bitter orange is definitely, that fades fairly quickly because it's just in the top note of the fragrance. It's more prominent when you first spray it and when you smell it out the bottle. But once it dries down, it definitely becomes just more of like a thick, sweet, magnetic, beautiful kind of sandalwood, almond, balsamic, unusual, gourmand scent. If you love vanilla as well, I would definitely give this a try. It's a very kind of unique vanilla scent in my opinion. Absolutely beautiful. I love wearing this kind of on a day out. I think this would be a fantastic date night scent. I just feel so delicious. I just feel so amazing when I wear this. It's really, really beautiful. So overall, this is a very addictive, sort of bittersweet, but I would say it's more sweet with like a kick of bitter initially from the bitter orange, just to make it amazing. Because I personally find, like, see if you have a fragrance that's just pure sweet and there's nothing in there to make it like interesting, or nothing in there to like make it a bit more balanced or to kind of offset the sweetness or anything like that, they can be a bit hit or miss for me. I typically really enjoy sweet fragrances, but I much prefer scents like this that have like something a little bit more about them, so they're not just like boring sweet. You know, this has a lot going on and it's so beautiful. I think this is definitely signature scent worthy. Like, if I wasn't, you know, crazy about fragrances and I didn't have like so many here to choose from, then I would definitely consider this as a signature scent. I mean, it's beautiful. The only thing is, like, it is pretty sweet. So if you're not a fan of sweet fragrances, then it might not be the one for you. I would say maybe, yeah, maybe not, because again, it's just very sweet. But if you're a fan of gourmand fragrances, if you're a fan of like sweet floral scents with vanilla, you have to try this. Or if you like almond as well, like I do, I love almond in fragrance. So that concludes my perfume review for you today. I really hope you found this helpful. Leave a comment down below, give this video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more perfume videos. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.